That did it.
We are live, and it looks like things are staying hooked this time. We shall see. We shall see. You're not supposed to eat chicken on camera. Today, we're going to start again. We had a goal of starting our show this morning at 9 a.m., but sometimes goals have to be adjusted. And we are now adjusting that goal. We had to identify why Facebook said we were going against community standards. I figured it out, and now we are back. So let's see if they are going to let us be great. Good morning, honey.
Good morning.
Not allowed to eat chicken on camera. Ever.
One piece.
No. Use your napkin, your towel, your hand towel thingy. So what are you going to make it? You're really going to...
I used the back of my hand.
I know, but I don't care. Good morning, Miss Vivian. Miss Vivian said, you know what? You're not going to stop me from being great.
They shut our show down, baby.
She is over on the YouTube watching the show. She is like, Facebook, forget y'all. Y'all are not going to keep me from being great. I am going to be watching from YouTube. So you can watch us on ESPTV7 on YouTube. You can listen to us on the good morning, Leanne. You can listen to us on your favorite streaming resource.
Let's cover this.
You can watch us on
Let's Get in the Room. We start our show at 9. Mm-hmm. We start our show at 8:58 to go live. And we were live for maybe 5 minutes. And then Facebook said, Facebook shut our show down this morning. Okay. Why would they do that? Lisa tried again, and she tried again. They shut us down again, and they shut us down again. Why do? Because Facebook has decided that BrianKMcNeill.com or the SalesConfidenceCoach.com doesn't meet their community standards. Although everyone has a business on here with a .com, but they don't like my address anymore for some reason. I've got on somebody's bad list or somebody's community hit list or something. No explanations. They just say don't meet community standards. So Lisa had to take it out of my link tree in order for us to go live. That pisses your boy off. What recourse do I have? I don't know.
You really don't. You really don't have recourse. They have decided that you go against the community standards, and you know what? They're in charge. So
yeah, Facebook is free, and they own it, and I don't. And I'm not even on the board, so.
That's exactly it. And there was a time, I think that it came from when you would just, you were on Facebook posting your link. The link. You were just going. And that's it. Leanne says sometimes they do that when you get too popular. Maybe.
Too popular.
I don't know if that was the case. I think it was too consistent with his postings of his .com, and it looked like spam. It looked like a person wasn't doing it, right? So it looked like that a bot or something was doing it, but it was really Brian. But they thought he was doing too much. That's what I think.
And I was only posting to my friends.
Maybe one of your friends reported you. You cannot eat chicken on the show.
Okay. You're right.
Help me. Good morning.
But anyway, we do have a topic.
Yes, we do have a topic, and today's topic is goals. It is the different elements of goals. So goal setting, goal maintaining or keeping, goal achieving, and goal adjusting. And thank you, Leanne. Tell her, chicken, really, Brian?
Goals.
And you cannot sing that again.
How many of us have them? Goals. The ones we can depend on. Goals. Before we go any further, let's have goals. I am doing this to the beat of Friends by Houdini, simply being clever enough to replace the word friends with the word goals. And I have been impressed this morning by how it fits so wonderfully well. Goals, and the ones we need. Some come around when they need some money. Goals.
It
yes, it does. Sometimes we set goals when we need money, and we wait until we're in trouble before we start setting goals. Just like some people don't go to church until they try. When they've tried everything else. But now I done tried my friends, I done tried my family, I done tried to do it on my own. Nothing is working. Let me turn to God. Okay, that's what a lot of people do. They come to God when they tried everything else and failed. Some people come to goals when they tried everything and as if it didn't work by happenstance. They've heard that you need goals. Thank you, Dr. Deborah. That was actually pretty good. Lisa knows it was pretty good too, but she has decided that she don't want it. But I'm having fun with it. And actually, the dictionary did do a pretty good job today of looking up the word goals. Goal is an idea of a future result by a person or persons. An idea of a future result. Like we have a goal of wanting to live in the Caribbean. I have a goal of a slim, trim, fit Brian K. McNeill. Those are goals. Some more elements that make a goal are that it's finite. It's set with a finite date. If it doesn't have a finite date, it's not a goal anymore. It's a wish. You got to have a date that you want to have it done by. Also, to include a goal must have these elements. It must have a commitment to its achievement. A commitment to its achievement by a person or persons. So these are things that, and Zig Ziglar used to do this wonderful talk on goals. He would tell salespeople that you should work by goals. You should work by what you're trying to get done every day. Because if you come to work today because you came to work yesterday, then it's even worse because now you're 2 days older and no closer to a goal that you don't have. How horrible is that? If you work just because you worked yesterday, if you do your work because this is Monday and it's time to go to work, that's not a good idea. Working just for the sport of working just for money. Have goals or targets. That's the point. And I think we all better served when we work by goals.
I definitely work better when I have a goal. I actually work better when I have a very specific goal with a shorter timeline.
Mm-hmm. I like the last part you said. Maybe that's just the kind of people you and I are. We work better with short timelines. If you tell us we have to have something done in 6 months, we'll get to it. But if we got 4 days to do it, how many times did that come up yesterday? Like either before our company came over and during our time our company, you don't need 6 months of preparation for an event. You just don't. Because what you're going to do with those 6 months, you're going to waste it with endless meetings and you're going to change your mind 10 times if you have too long of a time frame. We're going to do it this way, this way, this way, and this way. But you give them too much time, too much air. You know what? I think we need to change this, this, and this. And the more we think about this, we should add this other person to this mix because we've been thinking about it for too long. That is too long a time frame. I know I'm a short sales cycle entrepreneur. I don't even want the clients that take me a year to get. I want the clients that take me weeks to get.
Yeah, and I don't want I personally prefer Grand Rising, Shiro, prefer a goal or objective that is just that is closer within reach, to the extent that while I have long-term goals, while I enjoy long-term goals, I have to break them up into short-term goals leading up to the long-term goal, or else it won't happen. Leanne says she's leaving for South Carolina in the morning, so she has to finish her packing. Her goal is to catch a plane. Gotta go. We love you back.
She must have one of the same arrangements with the airports that I have. I have an arrangement with all the airlines and with Amtrak as well. That if I'm not there when the plane is leaving, they get to just go ahead and go without me. Same thing with the train. I've arranged this.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not there when the train is leaving,
mm-hmm.
they get to just go on without me. It's very important to have an agreement like that.
Yeah.
Before Facebook tried to keep us from being great this morning,
Your eating is irritating me today.
My eating is irritating you
Yes,
today.
now I'm sorry that it is, but right now
And
it
my
is.
music is irritating you
Yeah, the
today.
song was
Have
irritating
you
me.
decided?
To be irritated today?
Yes, because today is beautiful weather. It's a little overcast outside. So what?
Yeah, I don't know. Great
Last
day.
night we were outside with wonderful company, and it was pouring rain. Would you say that be true? And we were all under our gazebo, and no one got wet. We had a good time with grown folks conversation. We could be outside in the rain and not get wet. That's what I wanted that for so long. I maybe manifested that because I've even said these words to you. I want to be outside and feel the outside in the rain and not get wet, you know? And we've accomplished that goal.
Hero and Dr. Deborah both have the same arrangement with the trains and the planes. Good morning, Chai Diva. Is it Chai or Chi? Good morning, Chi Diva.
Goals. How many of us have them? Goals.
Don't beat my
ones
table.
We can depend on.
Don't beat my
goals. Before we go any further, let's have goals. Come on, baby. You have to go with it.
I don't feel
you can
like
choose
it.
to fight against it, or you could go with it.
Yeah.
Why don't you choose another choice? Go with it.
No, I don't feel like it.
So you're gonna pout?
I'm not pouting.
And whimper?
I'm not whimpering. I'm not doing any one of those things. I am simply leaving you to your own devices. I am not. I don't feel like it. Thank you.
You don't feel like cantaloupe?
No.
You have got to be really, really a sour person to ever not feel like cantaloupe. Who doesn't like cantaloupe? This is sweet too.
I got up this morning. I got straight up out of bed, didn't even speak to Brian, didn't even turn back. Jumped into my workout clothes, went downstairs, hit the wrong button on the treadmill. So I ended up doing a, what do you call it? A circuit.
Routine, yeah.
Yeah, didn't enjoy that, but I got through it. And then I got on the bike and I did 30 minutes on the bike, and I am done right now. And I don't feel like your shenanigans either.
First world problems. First world problems, Lisa.
She said, I love setting goals. It keeps me accountable to meet the destination. Absolutely. So there are 4 elements that I documented as it relates to your goals. And the first one, like said, is setting the goal. Setting the goal. First thing is setting the goal.
The willingness to set a goal or target. You know, the unwillingness to set a goal or target is interesting to me. You know why it's interesting to me? Because people who are unwilling to set a goal or target, you know why they don't do that? Because the moment they set a goal or target, they feel the weight of it. They feel the accountability of it, especially if they have to share it with someone else. Now someone else knows what I'm trying to get done. Now someone else knows what I'm doing. If I don't do it, they get to say, dang, you didn't do it. So I'm going to keep myself from ever being accountable to anything by not even bothering to set a goal, without even bothering to set a target. Yeah, Lisa hit a button on the treadmill in her garage, and now she is just done. First world problems. You said that. You said you was done because you hit a button on the treadmill and you didn't enjoy the routine.
Alicia says, I'm so proud of you, Lisa. You got me wanting to set a schedule each day, at least 30 to exercise. So I do try to do a minimum of 30. I have to get it done before I do anything else. And I want it to be 5 days a week at the minimum. Right now, I'm pretty close, so I don't work out on the weekend unless I go to that Saturday class. But I have been doing more than 30 minutes, which I'm glad of, but at least a minimum of 30 minutes.
It's gonna tell, baby. It's gonna help you in lots of ways. But yeah, I'm proud of her too, Sister Felicia, that she is disciplined with that. You know, it's become important to her. I also am proud of that. But I like the idea that that we are better served when we're willing to set a target, we're willing to set a goal. And I think the key to goal setting is the willingness to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. So first, setting the goal. The second, after you set the goal, and these don't necessarily have to be in this order, and there may be others, is keeping the goal.
Now, when we looked the word up today, and actually I did like the dictionary definition. It said it's an idea, was the first part, an idea of a result that a person or persons set. It includes elements like the commitment to achieve it. The commitment to achieve it. Okay. It also includes a finite date.
Now, understand the keeping the goal and achieving the goal are two different things. Keeping the goal and achieving the goal are two different things, right? Because my ultimate goal is to exercise so that I can have good health and lose weight. That's the ultimate goal. But the first step in that goal is to exercise. And the exercise cannot have an objective in and of itself. It first has to become a part of the ritual, I guess, if you will. It has to be one of the things that gets done on a regular, consistent basis. So keeping the goal, meaning that I decided if I'm going to have this long-term goal, these short-term goals have to be a part of it. The long-term goal is to lose weight and to become more healthy. The short-term goal is to exercise and to eat more healthy. In order to achieve the long-term goal, I have to accomplish the short-term goal. So
Mr.
the
Randall's
keeping, what?
It's Mr. Randall's story, the horns. Okay. One of the reasons I wrote a great, not just for children's book called Why Rhinos Make Great Salespeople. And it's just running parallels between a great salesperson or a great entrepreneur and a rhino. But one of the coolest features was one of the last ones featured in the book was the rhino's horns. We need a rhino in this room. But the rhino's horns, very often, rhinos can be either.
In this room.
Where is it?
I'll give it some.
It can either be a single horn rhino, a single horn rhino, or a double horn rhino. Now, the double horn rhinos have a small horn, and then it has a bigger horn at the end. And the way I play it in the book is the small horn are the little goals that you have to achieve before you can reach your big goal. But there's another interesting thing about the rhino is the way its eyes are set in its head. The rhinos can't see very well anyway, but the way the rhino's eyes are set in its head, no matter what direction it looks, it has to see things past its horns. So no matter what the rhino is looking at, it has to look at its goals too. And how more effective would we all be if we saw our goals in everything? If we saw our goals in no matter what direction, oh, that's a pretty good one too. We gotta keep this not hidden. This is a good one. Okay. How cool is this? It feels like some sort of a wood, softer wood. Okay. But this little horn here, the way the rhino's eyes are set, the rhino's eyes are set on the side of the little goal, almost. So if I want to look at Lisa, I've got to see my goals just to see her. If I look at you, I got to see my goals just to see it. And they keep their, that's my paraphrasing. The little horn represents the little goal that must be achieved before you can get to your big goal. I'm going to put this somewhere where I can reach it to.
Oh, well, it has to be painted.
Okay.
So Dr. Deborah says, before conquering a lot of my limiting beliefs, setting goals made me anxious most of the time.
Most of the time. Isn't that interesting?
It can make you anxious because goals actually represent change.
And goals also, once you're willing, that's that word again, to write it down and share it with someone, now they're real. Now they're really real.
Absolutely. So now we have goal setting. We have goal keeping. We talked a little about goal achieving, and I added in there goal adjusting.
Lisa added goal adjusting, and I don't know if we've covered goal achieving yet. Because goal achieving very often and this is a wonderful dynamic, I think. Very often, the achievement of the goal ends up not being the real prize. The getting to the goal ends up being what you become on the way to the goal ends up being the major prize. You're becoming, the journey ends up being worth more than the destination. The getting to the destination, climbing up the mountain sometimes is more fulfilling than actually reaching the summit. You know, very often we discover that along the way. Okay, because we get to that place where when we get it, and then we have that dynamic that crosses our minds like, is this it? I did all this work just for this? But actually, the value was in the becoming the kind of person that it took to reach that goal.
Yeah,
You have to become something.
I definitely agree. You have to become something along the way. And I think that achieving sometimes lets you realize that you set your goal too low,
Very often.
which is what leads us to adjusting.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
and let's, before we go there, achieving that goal, and then Lisa just said, and then sometimes you realize you set that goal too low, because it's an interesting thing for mountain climbers, especially climbing things like the Swiss Alps or the Himalayas, things like that. But you hear the stories about from the ground, that looks like the highest peak that they can see. Okay, so the team sets a goal. We're going to climb the tallest mountain, and they go through the process. They get all their gear, they prepare their bodies, they have their mapped out plan, and they go through the process, and they overcome all the obstacles along the way, and they actually achieve the goal of reaching the top of what they perceive as the highest mountain, because that's what their goal was, to climb to the top of that highest mountain. But very often when they get to the highest mountain, now guess what? Now they could see all the other mountains that were bigger than them. They couldn't even see them from the ground. You had to reach this goal in order to see the higher goals.
absolutely.
I should have said it higher. Maybe not, because you couldn't even have seen it until you got to that place.
You didn't know that there was something else there. You didn't even understand or have the ability to conceptualize the possibility of anything different. And that's why you've got to leave yourself room for adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
Adjustments. Go ahead. Preach it.
Chai says, visualizing my goals is knowing there is a finish line ahead, the reward. And I like the word reward too. I even liked how the Bible uses the word reward. And one of my favorite scriptures, Colossians 3:23 and 24, it says, work as if working for the Lord, not for man. That's 23. But then the 24 says, for you know there will be a reward for this. You're going to get a reward if you work as if you're working for the Lord and not for man. Says so in the word. What? I'm gonna get a reward? Yes, you are. And you should work with the full expectation that you'll get a reward for this, for working this way. Just like we say to our clients, when you do the work, you have every reason to expect success here. When you do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it with the way you're supposed to do it, you have every reason to fully expect and anticipate a success here. Yes. Whenever we talk about goals, also, I always bring up this because I heard this prominent speaker that I really like, and a lot of you guys like it. He did a video on YouTube about goals, and he said, with conviction, strength, and power, I don't need goals. I don't even set them. I grind because I grind. That's what I do. I don't need a goal to get me out of bed. I get out of bed because that's what I do. Okay.
I think he has a right to his own opinion.
He does.
I don't personally think that that works for me or many people. I think that there has to be an objective, but I am always conscientious that everybody has the right to operate however they operate. But for me, having an objective is imperative because without it, I know that I am prone to stay prone. Like,
Without an objective.
yeah.
I'm curious as to what Leanne would say.
Leanne went to go catch her plane.
Oh, that's right. Dang. She's not here now.
That's right, Felicia. She says, yes, we have to complete the short term goals to get the bigger goals. And the difference between the two shows her determination to achieve her goals and create a new one to keep her life interesting and fulfilled. Absolutely.
There's something to be said about that too. For the sport of keeping your life interesting, it's just more fun
And fulfilled, I
and
think,
fulfilled.
is really an important one. Objectives means to
Shot.
identify the why. I think the why is what keeps you pursuing whatever those goals are. The why is what keeps you from giving up on them when
That's right.
it's
Why is the
when the
reason you can
going,
endure?
yeah, when the going gets tough. It really is um, the one that makes you push past. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. It's the thing that pushes you past the I'm tired, I'm uncomfortable, I'm not making the progress that I thought I was going to be making, I'm not making the money that I thought I was going to be making, I'm not making the advances that I thought I was going to be making. The why is why you continue even when you fail.
And listening to you guys and Lisa and even myself this morning, I realized that there's been one goal that I've had for myself that I really haven't made concrete. I've hinted around about it, but I haven't really said to Lisa, baby, I want to get this done by this date. I haven't said it yet, but I'm sitting here now thinking that's why it hasn't been done. That's the reason why it hasn't been done. Um, do I dare say it now, even? Because I've been watching so much stuff and I know I need to do this. This is another one of those things you need to do, Brian. And you've been needing to do it for years and you still haven't done it. Why not? I need to hire. I need to hire. I need to build my team that I pay. And I've been resisting doing that because I haven't made it a concrete enough goal to hire my first staff or assistant by such and such date.
I don't think that's true.
You don't think I have?
No, I think you have hired. I think the problem is you
I don't think so.
you did. You hired a whole team. They just didn't have the ability to serve you because you hadn't first established your systems.
I have never hired successfully. Okay, that's what I would go
That's
with.
because you need to first establish the systems and then hire the people to facilitate them. It's very difficult to hire people and then tell them, now go do it, and they don't know what it is that they have to be doing.
I haven't hired successfully. Go ahead, brother. Mark says a goal without a plan is a wish. A date, I count that as a deadline. There must be a why on purpose for wanting to accomplish any goal, realize any dream, or bring forth any ultimate vision. Where one has no vision, one will never see their future.
Absolutely.
I was looking at
That is the importance of dreaming. That's the importance of visualizing. That's the importance of tapping within in the guided journey within. A lot of times I get frustration with many of my clients because they want to go to the goal setting and the goal planning before they do the internal uh, work. Before they do the internal work, we got to first figure out what it is that you want, why you want it, why is it important, and then why are you uniquely equipped to bring it forth. And once we concretely define those whys, only then can you go forth with the plan of implementation and then ultimately manifestation.
I looked at Lisa used this word earlier. Mark just used it in what he just wrote. The word was ultimate. And I looked it up and because I thought that was none of those words on the list of words that people very often misuse. But I looked it up, but they both use it the right way. But the dictionary describes the words ultimate as the last in a series of. Okay. The last in a series of. So the ultimate goal is the ending of all the little goals that you have, the series of goals that you have to get done in order to get to that last part of it. It also could mean the very best of something. Okay, as an adjective. Okay, the very best of something is the ultimate. She did the ultimate move. Okay, the very best of. But most time it means the last in a series of stuff is the ultimate. Okay, the ultimate, I don't know, car. You know, they have to build the Camaro, and then they have to add on to that and add on to that, and they make this and end up with a Ferrari. Okay, maybe. But Mark, let me ask your opinion. For that prominent speaker to stand in front of audiences and record a video saying that he don't need goals, he grinds because he grinds, and he don't need goals to get him out of bed. And him put that philosophy out the word, it just turned me off so much on that speaker, because I believe that it's very hard to hit a target that you can't see, and it's even harder to hit a target that you don't even have. So I want your opinion, Mark.
Is it possible that you took that one talk out of context? Could he have been drilling an individual point home in that particular speech?
Yeah, that's possible.
That kind of seemed to go against the general premise, but just for that one element.
I took it that way, but it's possible that he was trying to make a particular point.
Yeah,
and maybe I didn't hear the context ahead of it.
Right, because I can't imagine anyone of any caliber indicating that goals are not necessary. Now, I do know that there are a lot of sports analogies where you do it just for the sake of doing it. You grind for the sake of grinding.
You play to win the game.
Right.
That's why you play. To what you guys not even going to make the playoffs. Hello, you play to win the game. That's why you do it. Hello, that's Herman Edwards' famous rant. You play to win the game. That's why you play to win the game. And it's so beautiful, that thought, to me.
So is that the goal then?
What?
To win the game.
That's what he said. Hello is blatantly obvious. You playing to win the game. Okay, whether you make the playoffs or not is irrespective to his goal as head coach of the Jets at the time. You play to win the game. That's why you prepare this week. That's why you practice this week. That's why you have training camp. That's why you draft. You play to win the game.
Absolutely. So we've covered then setting, keeping, achieving, and adjusting.
Now, today we had a fitness start with the show. The show started on time, but then Facebook shut us down. And we tried and tried and tried again. And we tried one more time. We came back up. But some of you guys came back with us. Came back. You were on it with us before we got shut down this morning. And you came back. And we say thank you. A lot of you guys show up with us daily. And we say thank you to that as well. Some of you guys were showing up for us for years. And we say thank you. And the way we like to thank you is with greeting songs and greeting logos. And the first one up was Miss Vivian Reed. Hers goes a little something like this.
Whoa, Vivian Reed is here. Vivian Reed is here, and now the show can go on.
Good morning, Miss Vivian. And Leanne is here as well.
And it's Leanne. It's Leanne.
Time is a wheel in constant motion, always rolling us along. Tell me who wants to look back on their years and wonder where those years have gone. That's Leanne's jam.
And she's still here. I'm grateful for that.
I'm glad she got it.
Dr. Deborah Healing and Deliverance Coach. Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah Dunstan. I love that you take the time to slide through. Don't Shiro have a jam? We don't need another
Shiro.
We already got our Shiro.
Another way home.
All we want is life beyond the Thunderdome. What's up, Shiro? How you doing?
Alicia, we love you.
You're the one for me. Come on.
Good morning. Good morning.
Couture Green is here. Back to life. Back to Couture Green.
However do you want it? However do you need it? However do you want it?
However do you need it? I saw Couture's pictures on somebody else's pictures today, this morning. She was one of her friends. We happen to have a mutual friend, and he had pictures with Couture. Him and his wife had pictures with Couture in the pictures. Who else?
Absolutely, Mark Greer. He says to each his own. I think what he was saying was that the grind is what he does. Ironically, the grind itself is the goal. That's what I take out of his statement. Yeah, I take whatever I could and leave the rest. So that's why it takes all of us. That's why it takes each and every one of us to bring forth the message. And sometimes getting concerned that your message is reminiscent of another message is a concern wasted, because there could be a simple nuance in the way that you present something that allows the person who has been waiting to get that information to be able to internalize it in the right way. Why do you walk down the bread aisle and see 50 variations of white bread, 50 variations of wheat, whole wheat, honey wheat, all of these things, whole grain, all of these things, all right next to each other? Because everybody has a different taste.
Burger King came up when they parked across the street from McDonald's. Okay. When they decided to follow McDonald's had a better real estate agency and looting better locations. So when they start parking in front or next to the McDonald's or across the street from McDonald's, they came up too. Because some people chose a Whopper on that day.
Some people preferred flame broiled and other people preferred not.
I've heard Lisa say that similarly in lots of different ways. And I think it's such a freeing thought. Okay. It's a freeing thought. Free you up. Don't worry about you saying stuff that someone else has said.
That sounds like someone else. You go down the beverage aisle, Pepsi, Coke, Crown, Cola, all of them, they're all right next to each other on the shelf, because some of them have the same exact price on them. A lot of times it used to be because one was more expensive, one was less expensive. Now they have the same price tag on them.
Difference.
Or pennies. One is 3 for $10 and the other one is 3 for $9.99. I mean, it's like crazy, but it is about the fact that both of them decided, look, I don't care if Coke is here.
So wide you can't get around it. So low you can't get under it. So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now.
Absolutely, absolutely.
How much fun is that? Who's the BBC this morning?
That's it. Evan, he says, gotta have a vision plan. Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, people perish.
That means die.
You cannot get into the car and not have a destination. Know where you want to go and take the necessary steps to get there. And while you're on the way, be kind and patient with yourself.
I am famous for asking people on their birthday that what has life taught you up until this point. I have a cousin that had her 51st birthday a couple of weeks ago, and she finally answered me this morning. I said, what have you learned in your first 51 years of life? And this morning she says, Brian, what I've learned in my first 51 years of life is to be patient. That's what life has taught her. And Brother Evan has said, be kind and patient with yourself.
Absolutely.
So often we are not nice to ourselves.
Absolutely. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. She says it may be made from the same company. Absolutely.
It might be made from the same company.
Phyllis is here.
Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day.
Absolutely.
Good morning. Is that her raising hands? Is that what
yes, that was her saying, I'm here. Hello. Okay.
You deserve it. We want you to have it. Your greeting. Yes, yes, yes.
And Miss Vivian's writing, is writing about this very thing. She said she actually wrote it already and she is about to send it in.
Good.
So I'm telling you, you've got to understand that to each his own. Be patient, be kind, travel your journey. And here's the thing, even if it is your purpose, one of the things that I read the other day and I thought it was particularly poignant, if you are following a path, then you're on the wrong track. If you are intended to be the visionary and you are following a path, you are on the wrong track because it is for you to blaze that trail. Now, I do believe that there are certain elements of the hike, if you will, to continue down the framework of how it was put out, that there may be elements of the hike that you can learn from others, that you may learn that you need to take a machete with you. You may learn that you need to stay on the green side of the tree. You may learn whatever the things, but be willing to actually step out into uncharted territory.
It was a famous poem, and I don't know the poem, but I remember the point of the poem was this cow meandered through woods, okay, walked through the woods on a meandering path through the woods. And as the cow made its way through the brush and all that kind of stuff, it kind of left marks, trails that he had come this way. You could tell where it had stepped and all that kind of stuff. And then other people that would follow, going through the woods, would follow the path that the cow went. Okay, even though the cow went on a meandering thing, okay, but they all use that. So then it became like a trail that's the way to get. And then when they decided to build a road through it, they built the road on the path that the original cow had tread, meandering, although they could have made the road go straight. Okay, so I said all of that to say, being the first one to set the course is one thing. Okay, but even the road less traveled by, the Robert Frost, somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood. I took the one less traveled by, and that made all the difference. Okay, so there is a road there. It's just less traveled.
Mm-hmm. Felicia says, absolutely, we all have our journey, but we can pick up valuable nuggets from others along the way. Absolutely. 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 I am actually thinking of something else that I can do with this.
It's yours. Go ahead. But I want it prominent. I mean, somewhere I can reach it when I need to make a point. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is actually for artists to be able to sketch, right?
No, it is to paint on. You're supposed to paint it.
Okay.
But I don't know. I want to sand it down or decoupage it or something.
I was looking for rhinos to put in my gift box for my new clients, and I found some on Alibaba. Mm-hmm. That were less expensive, that are perfect, but they make you buy 100 of them before you can get them. Oh well, I'm thinking about that. So today is Monday. We like to think that Monday is the most important day of your work week. It's 9:55. We're going to get out of here.
Which is why we chose to talk about goals this morning. If you don't already have one, take a moment and set one.
Monday is the day that sets the pace for your week. And that's a very good idea.
Yeah.
I would paint it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I would paint it.
Okay. Well, you can do anything you want. It's a fresh paint. Fresh canvas.
It is. It is. Make sure you stay tuned for 10 o'clock Coffee Time with Coach Ja. We look forward to seeing you on tomorrow.
Mañana.
Tuesday. We love you. God bless you. And don't forget to